Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, March 1st, 2021 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I can utilize whatever is showing up in my flow for healing. All right, so I want to do a weekly overview, but I just want to say if you are looking for a longer timeline overview, I have just done my March month ahead video for my patron group. So you can go check that out. The link is posted below on this YouTube video. So for this week ahead, I have to say, just March in general, the astro this month is much calmer than last year. So just starting off with saying that, and I know we have a lot of healing to do, and fortunately today's astro is definitely supporting that. That being said, nice shift this week. We will have Mars moving out of Taurus, which has been slow, steady, and feeding into some of the challenges with some of the Aquarius energy. We have Mars moving into Gemini. Now, Mars in Gemini, I liken to a hummingbird. It likes to stay busy, busy, busy. It also can increase our monkey capacity in our mind. So do be very aware that that can stimulate the mind, and we do want to be paying attention to where we are directing that energy. That being said, we have some really strong, beautiful envisioning daydream energy in March, and one of these connections is on March 4th, Thursday. March 4th. I love March 4th. Moving forward. Speaking of moving forward and March 4th, we will have the Sun in Sagittarius, which is all about taking aim and, connecting to that energy. Where are you going when you're marching forth? So on March 4th, we will have Mercury and Jupiter aligning once again in the sign of Aquarius. We have Mercury unwinding from the retrograde. And so here we have this connection. And if you remember these other connections, I was speaking of using that mental energy, Mercury with Jupiter, the planet of goodness and luck, to hold the vision of what you desire in your life and in the world. And with the moon in Sagittarius holding space, it's to infinity and beyond. Believe in your daydream. And again, we want to be very aware of that with Mars and Gemini energy, focusing that mental energy. So those are the major things this week. It's not to say that there aren't other energies that we will be looking at dealing with through the week, but those are your heads up for this week ahead. That being said, for today, we have the moon in Libra. So the moon in Libra, working on helping us finding our balance. But like I said in the write-up, which hopefully you saw, when we have the sun in Pisces and moon in Libra, the glyph for Pisces can be like two fish swimming in opposite directions. And the glyph for Libra is that scale. And so between these two fish, which are one's this way and one's this way, and the scale, we may feel some unsteadiness in trying to find the balance. In fact, we actually have a fast-moving yod moving through with this moon in Libra energy. So it's pointing, the yod is focusing right on Libra with Pisces energy feeding in and Taurus energy feeding in. So to me, it's okay, keep working on finding your balance, and part of this balance is knowing when to act and knowing when to rest. So really finding your balance between the action and the resting. I also, as I'm tuning into this, it reminds me of as above, so below, and it reminds me of you need to work as hard in the invisible as you do in the physical. So keep that all in mind as you're trying to find your balance, because you may be trying on that physical level, and what you really need to do is drop in and work more on the feeling level of things to find your balance in and through this. That being said, I do have pretty good cards for all of this, so we'll dig into those in a second. Really strong air vibes. So again, we may have a bit of a windstorm moving through, and not storm in a bad way, just speaking of those mental energies moving through. So the moon in Libra is connecting to Saturn, to Mercury, and to Jupiter through the day. All strong trine connections, as those planets are all still in Aquarius. So, camaraderie, working together, holding a vision for greater harmony in your life in yourself, in your balance, but in the world. Who are you being called to work with right now? This really feels like making alliances, and it's not making alliances to like overtake or overcome somebody else. It's making alliances to help strengthen your work, strengthen your output, strengthen your gifts even, and bringing them forward. We are here to work together, I believe, for the greater and highest good. So where are you being called to make these alliances and work with others? And I would say even with these energies, Jupiter and Saturn Mercury and Jupiter, as they work together or build in working together this week. What is the vision? Really connecting in, working with Spirit. What is a higher vision for your life, and how can you bring that forth? Because Spirit's like, this fruit, it's ripening, and you need to do your part on the invisible to help bring this in. You need to connect into Spirit, connect into your higher guidance. It's part of Pisces energy. Get beyond your own personal illusions of it not working out. In fact, these cards are all so good, and they're all so balanced. Finding that balance in yourself, finding the balance between your head and your heart, not letting your mind talk you out of something that is aligned. Oh my God. Have to say that again. Not letting your mind talk you out of something that is aligned. I'm actually going to leave it there. So that's it for today. Brief week ahead. If you want more, check out my Patreon group. And you can always book a personal video. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com for that. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious. Namaste.